Hey folks, it's Matt once again, and welcome back to another review of a Scream film, and this time it is Scream 3, which is pretty much the most hated of the series, has the lowest rating on IMDb, and I'll say right here, I don't get it. I don't understand it. I know someone says it's the most poorly written. Honestly, I think the fourth one is a much more poorly written film, much more lame film. So fucking walking twig named Emma Roberts or whatever the fuck her name is. The cousin, that's the killer. That fucking walking twig that I breathe on, she'll fly away in the wind. Supposed to buy this bullshit. That'll be next time. I hate Scream 4. I never understood the praise for that film. 6.2 is way too damn high for that film. If you like the film, that's fine. I will never understand it. I will do more in depth. Anthony Anderson has a knife to his head, and he says, fuck Mel... I was supposed to say Mel Gibson, but Bruce Willis. I'm sure one of the alternate lines was, fuck Mel Gibson, because, hey, he played a cop in Lethal Weapon. Bruce Willis played a cop in Die Hard. Yeah, fuck Bruce Willis. But anyway, we're talking about Scream 3. And yeah, if you like Scream 4, that's fine. I think Scream 3 is a much better improvement of the second film. I know there's quite a few people who like the second film. I disagree. I think the new characters, Timothy Olyphant, I thought he was lame. I don't care for him as an actor. Lee Schreiber, he was there for me as a character. Jada Pinkett, Omar Epps aren't in the film much. I like them, but they're not in the film that much. Jamie Kennedy's character I thought was wasted. He only had 3 scenes, and then he died in a bullshit manner. David Arquette I thought was poorly used in that film. This, though, Scream 3, I think the characters are much better. I think they're much more utilized in an interesting way. I know that Neve Campbell had to do other stuff like Drowning Mona and other... I think that was the film she was working on. So she's not the primary focus 100% of the time, which made it different, made it refreshing, but at the same time gave more leeway to David Arquette and Courteney Cox, so that it felt like they were actually doing something. It felt like they were there for a reason, and they actually contributed to the film. They were not just fucking wallpaper. And Dewey actually got to do something. He actually got to shoot the killer in the head. Holy shit. David Arquette's character Dewey, something to do. And I like the new characters. I like Parker Posey, who is the actress playing Gale Weathers in the new movie of Stab 3. I like Patrick Dempsey as the detective. I thought Patrick Dempsey did a really good job. Had some good conversations with Neve Campbell's character. I liked him. I liked that his partner is Josh Paez, who was Raphael in the first Ninja Turtles movie. I'm like, holy shit, that's Raphael, the first Turtles film. Holy shit. I liked seeing Lance Henriksen there as a producer. And Roger Corman makes a cameo. Carrie Fisher makes a cameo. Yes, Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, Jane Silent Bob make a cameo. Patrick Warburton, I liked him in the film as a bodyguard. I know you also have Jenny McCarthy, who she actually wasn't that bad in the little bit she was in. Dionne Richmond, who would go on to be in another slasher film, Hatchet. Now, Hatchet has good gore. That's all it has going for it. I like Scream 3 a hell lot more than Hatchet. I think Hatchet is a piece of shit. It has good gore, but you know what? Just give me a gore reel then. Go on YouTube, just watch the gore reel. Just it's the only thing worth a shit in Hatchet, at least in my opinion. And I forgot, like, yeah, he did Hatchet after this, but I think Scream 3 is a hell lot better than Hatchet. I know Kevin Williamson didn't write this. It was Ehren Kruger, which he's a shitty writer. I hate Arlington Road. His work on the Transformer films are shit. I think this is the best film he's written. I know people really don't like the writing in this. And if I was really honest, there's probably 3 scenes I don't like in the film. And honestly, watching it, none of them are the ending. The reveal. I bitched about the reveal in Scream 2 and such, but watching it after this much time, all the way through, the reveal didn't bother me as much as I thought it would. I think because of the whole thing of the trilogy and what it means and the whole story of being about Sidney's mother and her backstory and what happened to her in the past, and the fact that it was concentrating on that, it wasn't just a throwaway. I could put two and two together into stuff, and I'm like, okay. I mean, if you want an out of the blue shit, how about the Scream 4? To me, is the worst offense to that, and I actually liked it more than Scream 2, which isn't like, oh, it's Billy's mother? Okay. Alright. Here, I mean, when I look at the review and I look at the stuff leading up to it, with the backstory of Sidney's mom being so concentrated on that, I'm like, oh, okay. See, I like the cast. I like the fact it took place in Hollywood. I thought that was a cool location. It was a different venue. It was a different feel to the film because I know Columbine happened around this time, and so they try to be more comical than a horror film, which maybe that's why people don't like it. But to me, it wasn't a carbon copy of Scream 1, which to me was the last good one, and it still became its own movie. And I like the location. I like the fact that it's Stab 3 is shooting, and so you have some of the actors who are going to be playing the characters there mixed in with Sidney and Dewey and Dale, as well as you have certain sequences, for example, Neve Campbell seeing her house, but it's not really her house, it's a set, and having this chase in her house, but again, it's not really her house, it's a set, and like opening a door and, oh shit, construction isn't done, so she almost falls. I like that idea behind the film. And even the beginning, Liev Schreiber and his girl get killed. I didn't care for Liev Schreiber that much, so I was fine. His character of Cotton, he had this show called 100% Cotton. I like that. And I like that the killer really does have a purpose from the beginning. He wants to know where Sidney's at. Where is Sidney? Where is Sidney? Now, before I go into it, is it a perfect film? No, but I do think it's a very underrated movie. If I did a list of underrated sequels, I would put Scream 3, because I don't think it deserves the hate. I'm sorry. I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for that. But I think Scream 2 deserves that more, and I definitely think Scream 4 deserves that more. Scream 2, to me, wasn't really much. It had a couple of decent scenes, but it was like, okay, instead of a town, it's college, and bit too long, and yeah, the shitty finale and the stage. I didn't really, and Jared O'Connell's singing, even though it makes no fucking sense. It's not Top Gun. Oh, but it's a guy singing. I didn't name 50 movies where a guy is singing to his girl. Like Grease. I mean, for fuck's sake. I mean, anyway, I already did that review. But I don't understand the hate for this film. I said I had 3 problems. I'll just say right off the bat. 3 problems. The voice changer thing. It can sound like anybody's voice. Don't think that's a real thing. But of course, are you really going to a Scream film for realism? I know. But then, but still, it's like, that seems like some Mission Impossible stuff. On one hand, it's an interesting idea. So that's why I like the idea of it. Be able to fool the characters more, and it's just, I'm thinking in the back of my head, well, that's, obviously that's not real. That's not possible. Some people may say that's a little thing, but that's one thing. The second thing is there's a dream scene with a nightmare sequence that Neve Campbell has where she sees her mother. That felt like it belonged in a different movie. I don't think it needed to be in this movie. It just looked goofy to me. The third scene is actually the scene with Jamie Kennedy where her sister comes by and gives this videotape with Jamie Kennedy's talking. He had taped, I guess, around Scream 2. He had made a videotape in case he died. And it almost seemed like, well, we know we fucked up in killing Jamie Kennedy, but you know what? Since she's dead, I know there was one script that they were thinking, oh, maybe he'll be alive, but his family hit him. But no, that's too unrealistic. I'm thinking, yeah, and the voice changer is realistic. But maybe shouldn't have killed him off in the first place, you know? Just saying. But he gives the rules of the trilogy, and I'm thinking, first off, how many horror films have a trilogy? And, like, this is, again, it's one of my 3 problems, and in a way it's a nitpick, but in a way also it has to be said. This is a problem I have even more so in Scream 4, where it's like, oh, it's a slasher film, but instead all the rules are about reality TV, and I'm like, the only time I saw a slasher film deal with that is fucking Halloween Resurrection and Laid to Rest. And Laid to Rest was a piece of shit. Halloween Resurrection ain't all that. Although I'd rather see fucking Busta Rhymes come in and say, trick or treat, motherfucker, more in the Scream 4. Or Straform, as some, if you look at the title. Anyway, again, I'm getting off track. I have more of a problem with that. It's like, oh yeah, the new rules. Yeah, your new rules are full of shit. But again, this is why this is one of the 3 things I have a problem. The voice changer in this scene, the rules of a trilogy. Why does a slasher film, which I thought was the whole point of the first film, why do we have rules of a trilogy? I mean, you mentioned Star Wars and Godfather, which technically that wasn't the case when you had the new Star Wars films, but you know, again, the trilogy. But how many horror films have trilogies? I can't think of a single one that has a trilogy. I really can't. Maybe, I mean, even Elm Street 3, if it stopped at 3, the rules that Jamie, that was not a trilogy, so, but I would just say, well, yeah, had the Langenkamp comes back, but no, I can't think of a single horror film trilogy. I'm sure someone will think of, so that's why I'm like, this doesn't make sense. We're just talking about films in general, I guess. Movie trilogies in general, and I'm like, again, this whole idea doesn't make sense. Now, as I was saying before my fucking camera cut off, I don't know why this webcam's becoming a piece of shit. I don't know what's going on with it. But anyway, like I said before, I was cut off. The whole trilogy thing, I did film trilogy, okay, but if we're supposed to be dealing with horror films, it doesn't really make sense. But again, the rules, when it gets to Scream 4, that they make even less sense to me, but I gotta bring it up. And then it's like, well, it really just seems forced. Like, okay, we gotta get Jamie Kennedy. It's nice to see Jamie Kennedy again, but then it's also like, maybe you shouldn't have killed him off. And the third thing, or I said the third thing, the nightmare scene. So that was my only 3 problems with the film. But like I said, what I like about the film is I like the cast, I like the new people, and I like that David Arquette and Courteney Cox have more to do. Especially David Arquette, he seems more prominent in the film. Out of all the films, he's the most prominent in this film, which I like, which I appreciate, because I like him as an actor. I like his character of Dewey. And in part 2, they just seem more like just wallpaper. Part 4, even more so, especially David Arquette, Dewey didn't even need to be in the fucking film, it seemed like, which I'll get into that. Very underused in that film. But here, I thought both of the 3 main leads were used very well. A good portion was to them, and then you still had Neve Campbell coming back and her being prominent as well. And I like the new characters. I like Patrick Dempsey's detective and being partnered with Raphael from the first Turtles film. I like seeing Roger Corman in a cameo there, and I like seeing Lance Henriksen in there. And I like it taking place at Hollywood. I like the Sidney character is in a hideaway in the middle of nowhere, and she has the security in her house, and then she deals with crisis counseling. That made sense to me. I'm like, okay, that makes sense, her going in that job and her being in the middle of nowhere. Weirdly enough, Stab 3 is called Return to Woodsboro. And lo and behold, what did they do in Scream 4? They returned to Woodsboro, the town in the first film. Lo and behold. And I like some of the dialogue. I like the actors are talking. One of them goes, maybe some pissed off fan was mad that they killed Randy off and stabbed too. Again, because they knew people were pissed off that the character died in Scream 2. So I like that little bit. And then Dean Richmond is playing sort of the substitute of Randy, and he sort of makes fun of that. I like Parker Posey. Again, she has a lot of fun stuff. Pretending to imitate Courteney Cox. David Arquette is there as a technical advisor. I do like the Jay and Silent Bob cameo. Look, it's Connie fucking John! When they look at Courteney Cox. It's mixed in with the comedic tones of that, but I like Neve Campbell, her whole thing of, psychos can't kill who they can't find, and she sort of isolated herself. And like I said, that where you get that nightmare scene, I didn't care for that. It seemed really forced. Didn't need to be in there. But people start getting killed. Jenny McCarthy gets killed. I do like the bit in the scene where she's hiding amongst all these costumes of Ghostface, and one of the costumes start to move and lean his head. I like that shot. I like that idea. I like some of the dialogue before that. Sort of art imitating life of, what, has this been another fucking rewrite? And, I'm a 35-year-old, but I'm playing a 21-year-old, and why do I have to die naked? And as she's talking to someone on the phone. I like that bit of dialogue. Like I said, I like the little scene. All the Ghostface costumes in one is revealed. And then she gets killed, stabbed, while crashing through the glass part of a door. I like Patrick Warburton. He's a good actor. It's always nice to see him as his bodyguards trying to protect Parker Posey. And I just like the environment that it's shot in, doing with Hollywood life and strips and movie making, being a part of this. I thought it was an interesting location. I thought it made it different from the other films. It became its own thing. It wasn't just copying the previous films. Each crime scene, they find these old photos of Sidney's mom, and you find out later that she was actually at the studio way back in the day, and Lance Emerson's character had made films that she was in, and then you get the idea that maybe she was taken advantage of, and which again, I put two and two together. Oh, if she was taken advantage of, and that there was some shenanigans going on, sex, that of course maybe there'd be something to come out of that. That's why the reveal at the end where it's like, oh, this guy who he found was he's the guy who was directing this film, he's actually the brother of Sidney. And that after all that stuff that happened in the past, he came back and the mom just pretty much shut him out, and then he wanted revenge. And pretty much showed the Steve Orwood character this footage that he collected, and that's how it all started. I remember when I first saw it, I went, oh, is that guy? Okay, really? But I didn't watch it again many years later. It didn't bother me. And I thought the actor, when he's revealed, actually did a pretty good acting performance. I thought he wasn't bad at all. I liked him more than Timothy Olyphant. Oliphant-tast asshole. I mean, the only movie I can remember him being decent was The Crazies. He was a shitty guy, bad guy in Live Free or Die Hard. He was shitty in Hitman. And I didn't care for him in Scream 2. I think he's a shitty actor with his fucking teeth. He talked to his teeth right through a fucking rose-budded asshole. Brown knows his way off the fucking Hollywood circuit. Sorry, I don't care for Timothy Olyphant. I didn't mind this guy. I believe it's Scott Foley. I believe his name. Yeah, I didn't mind him in this film. And I didn't mind some of the humor. I liked some of the sequences when Patrick Warburton gets killed, and that leads to the phone ringing, this fax or this new script coming in with pages. They go in and out, in and out. And then the guy's looking. Well, whoever, he lights his lighter, whoever smells the gas, and then the house blows up. Big spectacle, and I thought it was a well done model shot of the stuff blowing up. I thought that was a fun scene. I mean, yeah, I can understand being a little bit. It's a little bit unrealistic. I mean, how did the killer know that he was going to light the lighter, and that he was going to be one to go back and light the lighter and all this stuff? But eh, I know. But I thought it was a fun scene. I mean, sometimes I can't let that go if I was entertained. I can do that too, folks. I will admit it's there. But I was entertained by the scene. I thought it kind of reminded me of Final Destination scene. I don't know why. I just thought it was a different way for the killer to kill someone. He blew up the whole fucking house. It was fun, you know. I was entertained. I thought it was fun. And maybe that's why I kind of thought this film itself wasn't taking itself too seriously with all the cameos of Carrie Fisher, Roger Corman, Jay and Silent Bob. I'm like, okay, even the film itself knows, hey, we're at Stream 3. Let's not take ourselves too seriously. So maybe I went along with it. I don't know. People say I'm making excuses, but fuck it. I had fun. That's the whole point of the movie. Or like when he's talking to Patrick Dempsey, David Arquette. Is that a threat? When it's a threat, you'll know it. Was that a threat? I thought David Arquette did a great job here. Even before that, when the house blows up and they're rolling down the hill, hey, again, Dewey's doing something. He warns Dale and shoots at the bad guy, the Ghostface, that gets hit, and of course later on you find out he's got a bulletproof vest. That's why he's still living. And then Parker Posey punches Dewey, going, what? I thought you were supposed to protect me. And then Dale punches her. And then her going, Parker Posey going, my lawyer liked that. And yeah, it's just part of that fun vibe. I just thought it was an entertaining film. It brought a smile to my face. And then leading to that, again, the Jamie Kennedy scene, which again, I liked seeing Jamie Kennedy in it again. So on one end, I liked it. So it's not like a crippling flaw. It's just one of those things that made me ponder, well, you know, it really does feel like, well, we killed him, we got to put him in it. And these rules of a trilogy, I mean, this doesn't really work for horror films. What horror films have trilogy? So it's just that thought process in my head. This is pretty much what I do in my reviews, just talk about my thought process while watching the film. It's like if, you know, part of me wonders if I should just do fucking film commentaries on every film I watch, but I don't know if anyone would watch each of those. That's what sometimes I wonder, is like, why don't I just do a film commentary every time I watch a film? And again, I don't know if that would go over. But I liked Patrick Dempsey's conversation with Neve Campbell. Just thought it was a good back and forth conversation about Patrick Dempsey talking about, you know, you see ghosts that don't go away, and she asks, what's your favorite scary movie? And he goes, My Life. And then as he leaves, she goes, yeah, mine too. I just thought that dialogue was pretty good too. And I liked the location for the finale more than Scream 2. I didn't care if they were on the theater stage. Here it was like a big mansion. There's some secret rooms. I mean, the film at times gave me a Scooby-Doo vibe, which I know they mentioned on one of the Still Screaming documentary, and I like that vibe. I like Scooby-Doo, so I'm fine with that. It made me smile. It's better than the actual Scooby-Doo movies. That pretty much all hell goes, you know, they find one of the voice changers. One girl gets killed and dragged away. Dean Richmond gets stabbed and thrown off a balcony, which I thought was done better here than it was with Sarah Michelle Gellar in Scream 2. Because that scene went on for too long. It went on for like 5 minutes. Here, all this shit's going on. Yeah, just stab him and then a few minutes, throw him off. I just felt it went at, and I felt the whole movie went at a better pace. I mean, it's a few minutes shorter than the second one, but it felt faster than the second one. I felt the pacing was better in this movie. I like the scene where Parker Posey's trapped behind these mirrors and David Arquette, Courteney Cox doesn't realize it, and Parker Posey dies while behind the mirror. I like the scene where Dale gets trapped And because they know about the voice changing, she calls Dewey, and Dewey's like, "Isn't that what the killer would say too?" And when he busts in, killer throws a knife, and I thought this was a fun idea. Usually when someone throws a knife, it always sticks into you. But here, the butt of the knife hits him, and he knocks him out. Which I thought that was a fun idea. It's like, oh shit, they're gonna kill him. Oh no, they didn't, and they just hit the... It made me chuckle, I will admit. And then Sidney gets there. Patrick Dempsey gets there, fights Ghostface. I like that he actually puts up a bit of a fight, even headbutts Ghostface right in the head. Then Ghostface sort of gets a cheap shot to knock the detective out. And there's some chasing, some fighting. Sidney goes in. You get the big reveal, which again didn't bother me as bad as it did before. I guess because I understand the idea with the whole mother thing, and that whole backstory was a central part. It wasn't just a throwaway 1-minute sequence. Like, oh, that's cheap. No, it's just, I think about it, I'm like, wow, I feel dumb for not thinking of it, because of course it's going to be something like that. And I thought the fight between her and Scott Foley was actually pretty good. They had back and forth, smashing each other with stuff in the face. Shoots her, but then she turns the tables. You find out that she had taken a bulletproof vest from the police station. Stabs the guy with an ice pick. And then they get in, and the killer comes back, and Dewey's shooting it. Dewey in the head, what? In the head, shoot him in the head. Wow, Dewey finally does something. And I like the way the film ends. Oh yeah, Lance Emerson, before that, killer slits his throat. But I like the way it ends, where Sidney Prescott's going to let people into her life. She lets the door stay open in her place. She's not going to be afraid anymore, isolate herself anymore. Dewey proposes to Courteney Cox. Patrick Dempsey's there with popcorn. And I thought it was fine. I thought it ended. We did not need any more movies. We did not need a Scream 4. And watching it, yeah, we didn't need a Scream 4. And people say, oh, but Scream 4 is so much better than Scream 3. I'm like, why? Yeah, I do. The voice changer is silly. That you'd sound like other... I like the idea, but then this seems like Mission Impossible stuff. And the reveal of the killer... The reveal of the killer in 4 was more stupid. Emma Roberts, a walking twig. Oh my god, yeah, I buy her as a fucking killer. I buy fucking Megan Foxmore as a killer. If I could pull my eye out with her tits. Not fucking Emma Roberts, but that's just me. Again, my prerogative. Even the way the film ends, I like the usage of red, right hand. Definitely better than the songs in Scream 2. With I think I love you, with the clown noises and shit. Here, Red Right Hand is it's a mention of the song in the first movie, but I thought it worked well at the end. I thought it fit the film. And then you have Creed, a song from Creed. I like the song from Creed on the soundtrack. And I thought Marco Beltrami did another good job on the score of the film. I don't see what's so bad about this movie. I think it's an underrated film. I think it's a fun location. I like the humor of the flick. I thought the characters did a great job. It's nice to see David Arquette, Courteney Cox have more to do. I felt they had more meat to their roles in this film than the second film, especially, and the fourth film. Like, those two have the most meat to their roles. I like the new additions. I like Patrick Dempsey. I like Lance Emerson. I like Patrick Warburton. I like Parker Posey. The cameos were fun. Some of the humor made me chuckle. The kills, the kills, not much. Again, I'm guessing because... But, I say that, but I didn't mind situations. I didn't like Jenny McCarthy and all the Ghostface costumes, or I can't say that. I like the guy. I think his name is. I'm not sure they say it here. Matt Teaslar. Him getting blown up. I like that kill. That's actually one of my favorite kills in the franchise. So I take that back. I like that kill. It was unexpected. It was original for the series. It was pretty big, bombastic, and sometimes I don't mind that. And it was kind of a fun idea. Yes, even though if you think about it for a second, you're like, well, if this and this, but I had fun, so, I mean, hell, that's what it is at the end of the day. Even, I know that. There's a lot of movies that I know it's not that's unrealistic, but if I have fun, that's what I want, is to have fun. And if I don't have fun, then I'll pick it apart. I mean, that's really what it is with me and with the film. I mean, my review could be simple. I didn't have fun with this movie. Goodbye. Or I had fun with this movie. Later. But no, if I'm picking a film apart, it means I didn't have fun. If I'm not, that means I did have fun. So, all those films I picked apart in the past, nitpicks or whatever, is because at the end of the day, for me, it didn't do the fundamental bottom line, which is, did I have fun watching it or did I not? I had fun watching Scream 3 again. I don't think the script is that bad. I mean, other than those three things, this stuff, again, I like the cast. I like the location. I like the sequence with Sidney being chased around the set. That's her home. It's not really her home. And the little mystery behind the mom, I didn't mind. And because I felt like at least there was something there instead of just a bunch of people standing around doing, okay, what do we do next? What do we do next? Here, at least there was a certain narrative that was going. Just like the first film, there was a certain narrative. Here's just, what do we do next? Oh, here's a killer. Now Randy's dead. Okay, what do we do next? Oh, shit. It's like, we're just waiting for the next scene. We're just waiting for the next scene. I didn't hear it. It felt like there was an actual narrative. Hey, let's look into this. What happened to her? And why are there pictures of her? And Sydney's mom. And wait, she was here and she worked for who? And I felt that there was an actual story being told. I know. But, yeah, that's just my opinion. I think Scream 3 is an underrated movie. I've never hated the film, and I still don't hate the film. Again, it's my second favorite after Scream 1. It's the only two I like. Scream 2, not so much. Scream 4, I fucking hate. Again, I don't understand why Scream 4 gets the pass. That has stupid stuff in the script as well. To me, it's not fun, it's not entertaining. I can't think of a single dialogue. What? The woman that names 50 remakes? Oh. Yeah, I didn't see that done better in the first film. But anyway, but that's the point. I mean, what is a shitty point? Anyway, I'll end it here. I know no one. I know my friend Effrey likes the film. I think that's the only person who's going to agree with me. So, because he's the only person I know who likes this film like I do. In fact, there was even a comment, someone says, you're the first person I know that said they like Scream 3. Well, I follow my own crowd, and I'm glad. I don't see what's so bad about it. Just my opinion. Anyway, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.